I-Team 8 now on the future of electric vehicles here in Indiana. The state is preparing to spend millions of dollars to build infrastructure for EVs, but there are concerns if the existing power grid can support an influx of electric vehicles. We asked investigative reporter Richard Essex to find out if the power is ready.
The short answer is yes, the power grid can absorb new electric vehicles, mainly because the supply of EVs for sale in Indiana is extremely limited.
We've been waiting for a long time. We ordered it back, I think, in October. And we're not scheduled to get delivery till late July or even September 2nd.
Mark Potuck is a dyed-in-the-wool Tesla fanatic. He and his wife bought their current car 3 years ago, and he can't wait for his new one to be delivered.
We took a test drive Thanksgiving of 18, and oh my gosh, we just fell in love with it.
Potuck is from northern Indiana. He and his wife had stopped at a charging station near Beech Grove while on their way to Tennessee. He says the car maps out the route based upon charging stations. In the past couple of months, charging stations have become more and more common sight in central Indiana. Tesla recently installed a high-speed charging location at a gas station on the west side, which attracts a steady stream of customers. This location has brand new electrical service to provide power. Earlier this summer, I-Team 8 questioned power companies on their ability to provide power during peak demand. I asked Zach Elliott of AES if they're ready.
Is the grid going to be strong enough to support EV development?
Yeah, I think there's a common misconception that all electric vehicles, as they come on the grid, will be charging simultaneously, and we don't believe that to be true. In fact, the probability of that happening is almost zero.
Elliott says that as the need for additional charging stations grow, electric companies expand their service. For example, when Indigo ordered electric buses, the existing electric service was upgraded to meet the demand.
We don't expect or forecast any near-term reliability impacts, but we continuously forecast load growth, and to the extent that we do foresee any reliability issues in the future, then we would make the necessary investments to support ongoing reliability.
The upgrades to the electric service come with a cost. Bob Rohrman, Indy Hyundai dealership on the east side, is in the process of installing charging stations to meet auto manufacturer specifications. They are being asked to install 480-volt service to their building, which is typical power for industrial facilities, not car dealers.
We've got to put a new transformer in. Just the infrastructure is going to be about $300,000. With the high-capacity chargers, the quick chargers, level 3s, we're going to be just short of $500,000.
INDOT, in order to meet requirements set out by the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, is expected to invest $100 million in EV technology over the next 5 years, which will require the electric companies to keep pace.
We see load growth through EV adoption, happening fairly quickly. We're seeing 50% year-over-year growth in the number of registrations in Indianapolis. It's coming fast, Richard.
There's more than a dozen states that require a percentage of new car sales to be electric. Indiana is not one of those states. I have been told that auto manufacturers will service those states first to avoid fines, putting even more pressure on the supply of cars coming to Indiana. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, I-Team 8.
Richard, thank you. Making sure the power grid can handle all of these electric vehicles is just one concern. An associate professor at IU says how the electricity is generated is another.
If it's generated by natural gas or coal, then the beneficial effect to the environment is going to be smaller than if it's generated with renewable energy sources such as wind and solar. It is also important to know where the electricity is generated, in the sense that if you have a region that has a lot of electric cars, but the electricity for those cars is, for example, generated via coal or natural gas in other regions, then you may actually have negative spillover effects from that region having a lot of electric cars to the region that is generating the electricity.
The professor also points out the more electric vehicles that are on the road, the less gas and diesel taxes governments are taking in for infrastructure projects.